needs no introduction, especially since we are in his residence, Mr. Christopher Gaze. Born and educated in England, Christopher Gaze was inspired to come to Canada in 1975 by his mentor, legendary Shakespearean actor Douglas Campbell. He spent 3 years at the Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake, then moved to Vancouver in 1983. After a couple of experiences with other outdoor Shakespeare events, Christopher recognized potential in blending excellent Shakespeare productions with Vancouver's spectacular setting. In 1990, he founded Bard on the Beach Shakespeare Festival, where Bard's signature open-ended performance tent allows the actors to perform against the backdrop of the city's skyline and mountains. The first summer of Bard on the Beach was a huge success. Beginning as an equity co-op production, it staged one play, A Midsummer's Night's Dream, in a rented tent of an ambitious budget of 35 grand, well, inflation and everything, of course. Today, the festival, which is currently in its 23rd season, has seen its attendance rocket from 6,000 in the first summer to more than 90,000 in 2009, so even more now. The growth has been slow and organic, so the festival has been able to sustain its mandate to provide quality Shakespeare productions that are accessible and affordable. Not only has attendance burgeoned from the local community, but Bard has contributed significantly to the city as a major tourist attraction, with approximately 1/4 of its patrons from outside of the Lower Mainland. Christopher's numerous honors include induction into the BC Entertainment Hall of Fame, Canada's Meritorious Service Medal, honorary doctorate from SFU and UBC, the BC Community Achievement Award, the 2007 medallion from the Children's Theatre Foundation of America, and most recently, the Order of BC this year. Please join me in saluting Mr. Christopher Gaze.
That's wonderful. It's astonishing as you listen to all those things. As I listen to one of them, is that me? But the years go by, and it's been a great ride, and it continues to be, thank God. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to speak to you tonight. My colleagues, Director of Marketing, Heather Kennedy, and Marketing Manager, Ava Forsyth, have put this together with you, and we are all about marketing. We put on these plays, these Shakespeare plays, but we don't put them on just because we love Shakespeare. We love Shakespeare, but you perform in a vacuum if you can't get people in. And so many theatre companies, this city and around the world, actors want to act, producers want to produce, but so often it's really hard to get an audience. Well, we found an audience here. This city is alive with people that love Shakespeare, and that's a fantastic thing. One of the great things about Canada is, I guess it comes with the heritage that this country was fed with all those years ago, is that this is a country that loves Shakespeare. The Stratford Shakespeare Festival is the biggest theatre festival in North America. It's 3 times the size of anything in the United States, which is fantastic because we live in Canada. And that's a wonderful thing. And there are Shakespeare festivals all across this country. Of course, this festival, this has Shakespeare in the name, is a great deal smaller than Stratford, but nevertheless, next to the Arts Club is the biggest theatre company in this province, with the Arts Club being the #1. So Canada loves Shakespeare. And what we want to do here, both now and in the years to come, and with your help, with your delight, your interest, the knowledge that what we do here for the people you recommend it to is really worthwhile, is really a great night out, is a special place to come. And we shall build this. Yes, we're at year 23, but we have so much more to do. We're at a time of transformation. This is a brand new theatre, and you'll be able to go there, the BMO main stage, in a little while. And it's wonderful. We've had the city's help. Thank you, Heather Deal, councillor, is here tonight, and we're so grateful, and their sustained help will go on, I know, as we build this Shakespeare Festival, because it's only going one way. We're going to have a new theatre over there next year or the year after, as soon as we can manage it. And finally, although it looks like it is a work in progress, and it is a work in progress, the land that we're on, we don't own this land, of course. This is a park. However, we're putting infrastructure under this park. At last, after 23 years, when you turn on a tap backstage, the water comes from the mains, not from a hose pipe. In the winter, and these things cost a lot of money, and they're extremely complicated to do because you have to deal with the parks board. And they're a wonderful organization.
I used to be the chair of it.
And that's one of the reasons we're here today. It's all good, it's all good. But these things, it takes time to put them through the system. Next year, we'll have power that we will link into instead of running huge cables of electricity across the park, which is dangerous and ineffective. But now, again, with a little help from the city, we're going to have more power next year. And all these things will be under the ground for us, and we will link into it. This becomes truly a festival park, becomes our park. And if we can have some hard pad around where we can drive heavy vehicles and cranes, I cannot describe to you how much it costs to erect this site here every year and take it down. And we need hard surfaces in order to put this up so that it doesn't turn into a mud pit. And we must have that for the years to come, and by God we will. All right. That's my delight about the connection between you and me and what we're trying to do, what this city's trying to do to make this the Shakespeare Festival we all dream of. With that theatre and our new theatre over there, in the years to come, we can now, up until we have this, we could have about 90-odd thousand people here, playing to capacity. Capacity. And it was tough on you because you couldn't sell tickets. People would arrive in your hotels and they'd say, what can we do? You give them a bunch of brochures, they come downstairs 5 hours later, and he said, we'd like to go see the Shakespeare Festival. You said, I'm sorry, I can't get you any tickets for that. And it made you feel like schmucks. And that's not good. We want to make it as easy for you as possible. We now have a 740-seat theatre, not a 520-seat, and that'll go up to 350 from 240. So over 1,000 seats, 1,100 seats per performance we will have to sell. And by God, we cannot just sell those as single tickets here or there. We're going to have to ramp up our marketing, work much more closely with you, with large groups coming to the city to make this potent and successful and viable. Some of you are sitting there. My, I think, Anglo colleague at the back there. Good. Yes, good. There's some good blood here, I can see. There's some good blood. Some of you are sitting there thinking, yes, but it's Shakespeare. It's much easier to send them to Buddy at the Stanley Theatre and whatever's playing down at either the QE or the Centre. Sure, and if people want big musicals, you can sell them all that. That's recommend that. But I just wanted to say to you, if you had no idea of what Shakespeare plays in your lives, I'm about to open a big door for you, and you'll find out. Since you got up this morning, perhaps you've been in your various hotels, perhaps you've just been traveling across our colleagues from Victoria, having a nice day out in Vancouver. When you were on that ferry today, you've been quoting Shakespeare, whether you like it, know it, or not. I'd like you to help me with this. When I encourage you to say it, I would like you to say, quoting Shakespeare. Here's a rehearsal.
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you cannot understand my argument and declare it's Greek to me, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you claim to be more sinned against than sinning, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you recall your salad days, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you act more in sorrow than in anger, if your wish is father to the thought, if your lost property has vanished into thin air, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you've ever refused to budge an inch or suffered from green-eyed jealousy, if you've played fast and loose, if you've been tongue-tied, a tower of strength, hoodwinked, or in a pickle, if you knitted your brows, made a virtue of necessity, insisted on fair play, slept not one wink, stood on ceremony, danced attendance on your lord and master, laughed yourself into stitches, had short shrift, cold comfort, or too much of a good thing. If you've seen better days, or lived in a fool's paradise, why, be that as it may, the more fool you, for it is a foregone conclusion that you are, as good luck would have it,
Quoting Shakespeare.
if you think it is early days and clear out bag and baggage, if you think it is high time and that is the long and the short of it, if you believe that the game is up and that the truth will out, even if it involves your own flesh and blood, if you lie low till the crack of doom because you suspect foul play, if you have your teeth set on edge at one fell swoop without rhyme or reason, then, to give the devil his due, if the truth were known, for surely you have a tongue in your head, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
even if you bid me good riddance and send me packing, if you wish I was as dead as a doornail, if you think I'm an eyesore, a laughing stock, the devil incarnate, a stony-hearted villain, bloody-minded, or a blinking idiot, then, by Jove, oh Lord, tut-tut, for goodness sake, what the dickens? But me no buts, it's all one to me, for you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
There you go. So that's the great part of all this, no matter what goes on in your life, this man 400 years ago had such profound influence over the world in the way that we speak, in the way that we communicate. It's truly remarkable. And we bring these plays to life here. If you've never been here before, we ask you often, and we'll ask you again, please do come. We'll invite you. Come and see how fantastic it is and how people love coming to this festival site, and we will expand it in years to come. Next year, I very much hope that we'll get this site open an hour and a half before the performance, say at 6:30 for an 8 o'clock show. And maybe we'll have a food truck here. And maybe... why not? And why not?
Valet parking and you've got a deal.
Valet bike parking.
And so that you could come at 6:30 and we'll have music playing, you can have your picnic, you can come to our In a Nutshell talks, either myself or one of my colleagues, our Director of Education, or someone talks about each of the plays just about an hour before they begin, and then you get to drink wine and just enjoy this exquisite place that is the home of our precious Shakespeare Festival. Thank you for coming tonight. A cookbook. Well, I'll look at it with my wife. That's wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Christopher? Raymond?
Yes, hello, Ray.
It's in Bard. I did have a couple people that were interested in Shakespeare, but is there talk, I know you mentioned earlier, in conjunction with the restaurant, with Bard on the Beach in the future? Is there talk of that at all?
The talk of pairing up with a restaurant.
That's correct, because some people say, oh yeah, you know, it'd be nice if, so that was suggested.
Dinner packages you're talking about. Right. I don't see, let's talk about that through the summer, through the winter. Let's create those opportunities. Why not? We should have relationships with all your hotels so that A, you have access to tickets, and B, we have relationships with either your restaurants here or restaurants close by. We also have here, by the way, and you can take care of this for people, through our caterer. We have a caterer because we have the barbecue and fireworks coming up, for God's sake. If people are wondering what to do on firework nights and you can't get them exclusive places to see, they can come right here. They can watch the fireworks. We have 1,000 people for dinner that night. It all gets fenced in this private area. and they see the show. They have a salmon barbecue dinner. They get dessert and coffee after the show, and watch the fireworks go off from right here. So all those things are in play, and with your encouragement, we'll make all that
There's
happen.
still lots of tickets then?
Yes, we still have Merry Wives. There's just a handful. Taming of the Shrew, because that's 240 seats. That's 740. We've got plenty of seats. So if you've got parties, bring them in.
We've tucked some extra flyers into the books just about the fireworks night, just in case any of you weren't aware of it going on. So you'll find them inside.
Fantastic night out. Totally comprehensive. Yes.
Are there still tickets though?
Yes. There's plenty for the Taming of the Shrew, which is unusual for us, and I wonder what that is. Maybe you're feeling that in the hotels too. Maybe it's the tourism thing or whatever, but we have enough tickets to sell you.
Thank you, Christopher.
Okay, thanks.
Again.
Thanks.